Hi all, I hope you'll watch this. This is a very important story that I have to tell, and I'll try and tell it as quick as possible before the time runs out on the allotted YouTube time limit. This is about Huntington Bank and how unfriendly they are to people, regardless of what you may see or hear in their commercials. I just recently opened a bank account a few months ago. I live on disability, Social Security. I used to be in law enforcement many years ago. I got hurt. I live on a very, very fixed income. And toward the end of February, I believe it was, I'm looking at the statements. Excuse the sound of paper in the background. I had a computer crashing problem and hired this live expert PC company to log into my computer remotely to try and fix the problem. And I only had a certain amount of money left in the bank, and I told them I could not afford to pay the $170 that they wanted to charge. They said, okay, we'll charge you $99 now. Call us next week, or we'll call you next week, and then we'll charge you the rest. Or if you don't want to pay the rest next week, then you can consider the one call a one-time service fee, and that'll be it. I said, okay. I signed a contract with them digitally using my computer. They billed me the fee for it, said it was going to go through. This was on a late Sunday. No, this was a Sunday morning when it happened, when I called them, and I didn't know about the charge until a couple days later, that they'd actually charged me the full amount. That, of course, put my account into the negative, and I get a 24-hour grace alert to run out and take some money, or try and get some money together and put in the bank to cover that. Put the money in the bank, and come to find out that these fees continued due to the fact of other charges that were supposed to go through and other things that were supposed to be paid for with the money that the computer repair people took. And it kept compounding the problem. And there were 4 items that went through that were returned for non-sufficient funds, and barely went over $100 for all 4, and all 4 were denied. So not only did those charges not get paid, but I was charged $37.50 per each item. Then when these charges tried to go through again, then the bank decided to pay them, and I hadn't known about the non-sufficient charges because I never got a phone call, I never got an email, I never knew anything about that for a week. So when I called the bank manager to talk to him and try and work this out, try and get some of these charges dropped so I could get my account back above zero, he basically told me that I should be thankful that they paid the fees, or that they paid the charges the second time around, and that I wasn't charged the $37.50 for each charge again, and that we could agree to disagree, but there was nothing that he could do. Well, the fees continue. Other items keep going through. I get paid at the beginning of the month. The bank had already taken about $400 out of my $1,100. I try to sell stuff online to make extra money. I got real lucky and was able to get the account back above zero by selling some things I didn't want to sell, but I had no choice. I was happy to do it to clear my accounts. But then the bank started not paying things that they were supposed to cover, and decided not to cover or give me the grace period for some of these items coming through. And then I find out from the manager that it's based at the bank's discretion as to whether or not they're going to give you the grace alert. So their commercials are not true. Just because you have an account with them does not mean they're going to cover it, even if it is a small amount. Some of these amounts were for $5, and it compounded and compounded with the $37.50 for that, and by not having the non-sufficient fund fees, or by having the sufficient fund fees on there, and then them not paying the items, and them items coming back, and then those items going into the negative, and then the 24-hour grace alert. And by the time that all happens, it gets into the several $100s, and I don't have several $100 more to put in to bring it to zero, so the fees continue. Then my electric gets shut off because I can't come up with the money to pay it, and I pay a fee after borrowing money to get my electric turned back on using my PayPal account. I pay the electric, have it turned on. Well, a week later, today, I find out the bank, once again, didn't cover that bill, even though it should have been covered under the grace alert. So not only did they not cover that, which means they're probably coming over to shut off my electric at any time, but I've also been charged another non-sufficient fund fee. This is how Huntington treats their customers. I've been in the military. I've served this country. I was a deputy sheriff many years ago. Worked in law enforcement, 2 different states. I've been injured, and I've been trying to get through the best I can. They don't want to help, or didn't want to help. Now they're sending me automated phone messages, trying to collect the money from me. They're sending me emails bragging about how they're such the better bank and they're willing to work with their customers and make things better for them, and sending me special bills in the mail, which I'm afraid to even open this one that I just got, because I'm afraid of what the amount is, which isn't even going to be the amount of what it is now because of the electric bill not being paid. Not once has the bank manager called me to try and discuss it, to try and work something out. I've already given them $400 of my money for something that was not authorized to go through for that computer charge. I've told them that. They did nothing to give me the money back, or to work with me, or even split the difference with me, or anything to help me through this. They keep taking my money. They keep charging fees. I don't have anything. I'm beyond broke. I'm desperate. And the only option I have left is to get poster board together, get some people, make up some signs, and go and stand on the street in front of the bank and tell everybody what they're doing. And get this into the news and put this right here on YouTube. So this is what I'm going to do. Somebody has to take action against these corporations that are treating their customers like their own personal piggy bank. They brag about helping, and what really ticks me off is their new commercial with the sweet little old lady that says, all 4 or 5 of my grandchildren cashed their checks at the same time, and it put my account into the negative, but your 24-hour grace really saved my butt. It didn't save my butt, because they decided not to give me the grace alert that I should have been entitled to, that they brag about. But as the bank manager told me, it's at their discretion of whether or not they're going to allow you the opportunity to have that 24-hour grace alert and cover your account and bring it back up to zero. It's at their discretion as to whether or not they're going to do this for you. They don't tell you that when you sign the dotted line to open an account. They sure didn't tell me that, and they sure never told me what dollar amount my account was going to have that would be covered for the overdraft either. There is nothing in any documents that I signed that says that. So this is what I need. I need the message to get out. I need everyone to help stop this situation from happening to other people, because I'm destitute at this point. I have nothing. I have no way of continuing to pay their fees. My next check doesn't even show up for another 2 weeks, and there's going to be nothing left of that by the time this stops. I'm not going to pay my rent. I don't have food in the house now. I don't have money to go buy food. So this is where I'm at. Anybody out there that can help, I would greatly appreciate it. Please do what you can, and let's get people know what Huntington is doing, because this is just wrong. You don't treat people like this. There's no reason to continue making somebody's life a living hell when all they're trying to do is survive. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.